Hey, how's it going, everybody? I had an opinion. I have an opinion. I had a thought. I used to wonder to myself, why is it that... Sorry, I'm at the drive. I hear that's illegal. I don't know if it is or not. But I used to think to myself, why is it that YouTube just had so many successful people on it? And at the same time, their success came from people who watched it all day. So you see, like, the paradox is that, like, it's crowded with... Actually, I'm not gonna further explain. I hope you got that. But my point is that YouTube is a good marker for your success. And I'm not saying, like, you know, it's like, dang, you're gonna be successful if you pursue, like, YouTube. But what I am suggesting is that YouTube is a great marker, you know. So, like, if you know how to competently make a creative work, then that means that you will get the affirmation from people liking your content. And so when you have the drive and the focus to make good content, that needs to be quality. It needs to be good, and you need to not beat around the bush, you know. You know what? Oh, shoot. Sorry, let me get up out of here. Shout out to Trey Rags. I don't know so much of his beliefs. He's a black young creator, but I think he's just him, supreme dreams. I'm a black person, so I identify with black people, and people who are, like, in my similar position. But at the same time, not, you know, it's just for me who I identify with. You could say is something, it doesn't really matter. But what I mean is that, like, these people, they work hard. They work hard. They put in the work, and people acknowledge it. And it's great to have that in addition to having a good character, a beneficial character. Because when you have a good character, a good heart, it shows that if you ever get the capital for it, it'll just further expand your heart about that thing. Now, mind you, money's a tough thing. It really is. It really is. I've had money before, and I mean, like, a terrible amount, and I did not know how to handle it, like, whatsoever. And it's just I just want to show people that, like, it's a strong influence, and people want to get rich and all this stuff real fast, and they don't really know what they're getting themselves into. And one of the things I wish people could understand is to do it from, like, top down. Essentially, you get yourself a competent skill, and you learn how to better yourself through that skill, and then you let the response prove itself to you. You know, you let the response prove itself. Let your work prove itself. Nice. Don't say, "Oh, I'm great, I'm awesome," and you just need to convince people of that. But more so, just work well, put out your content, you know, be consistent. A friend of mine told me that, to be consistent with your content, and that makes perfect sense. Because if you're consistent, people will. It's like when I watch a Trey Rags video or a Sylvanus video, and I'm like, I seen him he had this series about what the heck was it? It was a dude who was speaking Japanese, and he was kind of scolding his friend for speaking Japanese. And he eventually learned he was like in a dream or something like that. But the thing was, I was so intrigued because he not only did he have a fan base already, it was probably from put out content, but he just kept putting content out. So it was like, man, I have to see more. So his content was interesting. And Sylvanus's work is just, and also with Trey Rags, like with the red shirt stuff and the Dusseldorf series now, is interesting and it's fairly well done. And one thing I heard from rich people, it was this rich guy, I can't remember his name, but I was in a class and they invited him over, and he said that one of the things you could do is copy. And it's not to copy word for word, because you see that in these streaming things, they just kind of like platforms for popular content. You know what I mean? Use that as a basis. What the heck? I was gonna say I have done that, and I have done that with my drawing, and I eventually had to, through like some prompting from some people, especially from high schools, to make your own content. But sometimes you need to start and you don't know where to go. And the thing is, you can produce content. You just need to keep at it and you'll come up with stuff. I used to didn't know how you could actually do that, but you just have to keep making content and then the ideas will come out. And it will come out eventually. Let's just say that. But it's not to have a timer on your ideas. You just have to faithfully put out content. And then you'll be like, oh, this is funny. What if I did it like this? You know. Lastly, don't waste your potential. And I'm not saying that for somebody who thinks they have. I'm just saying in general, no matter where you're at in your life, just don't waste your potential. If you have potential, you're like, oh, I could do this, and you've shown you could do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. I don't care if people don't like it. You put out that content, especially if you can. Stop wasting time. You do not have any assured time on this earth. You don't have assured days, years, months on this earth. It makes sense when people say they get terminal diagnoses or just plain diagnoses that just rock their world. They have to look at life in a very conservative manner. And that's maybe not conservative, but just in a very sacred manner. Like, yo, I have to, I'm missing a word. Maybe it's conservative, but they really have to spend the best of their time is well. And they cannot play around with the use of their lives, the time that they have remaining. So I want to just encourage you. It's not to scare you, but it is to help you prioritize what your interests are. So just want to encourage you on that. That's all I got, really.